What's up, man? It's your boy Hotboyjig on this hump day Wednesday morning, and we back with another banger. You hear me? Hey, y'all, look. See, I got a story time for y'all, and this is something I should have been talked about. You hear me? A while back when it happened. But y'all, tell me why somebody daddy threatened me, man. And I ain't just gonna say somebody. It was somebody that I was with at the time, talking to. Man, they daddy, yeah. So let me get y'all, before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You feel what I'm saying? We on the way to 1,000. Let's keep running it up, y'all. I told y'all I'm coming with bangers. You hear me? I'm on the way to work, but I had to get y'all this story time. So check it. Look, so dealing with this chick, whatever, right? It was a rough time, y'all. So I had an event I was planning for, like months and months ahead, right? And you know, I was so ready. Then they called me like a few days before the event. Like a matter of fact, I think a day or two before the event, they called and was like, hey, you know, it's canceled. Something happened with the hotel and they couldn't, it was a miscommunication, right? Y'all, I just get into this depressing, like I was mad. I was sad, mad, because I put all that work in and I was ready for that event. Like I was ready, overly ready. Shout out to High Nation Clothing. Make sure y'all shop with me. But anyways, so that happened, and then at the same time, it was something happening at the house. I forgot. Like it was just a rough time or whatever. You hear me? Like for the family. Like it wasn't good. You know, we was going through stuff. The lights went off and everything. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's too much. You know what I'm saying? And this one I had my Honda, y'all. My other Honda had my Accord or whatever. And so boom. Went through that, right? Talking to the girl at the time, I told her what happened. Yo, why I did that? Told her what happened. She more madder than me. I was like, man, no, that's messed up, man. You gonna have another, you know. She really cared, which, you know, I appreciate it, but at the same time, she was doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So, all right, cool. That happened. You know, I started crying. I wasn't crying in front of her. It was a long distance thing, but I wasn't crying like in front of her. I was just crying, you know. I had my own little moment because I worked real hella hard on it, like real hard on that. So boom, of course you gonna feel a certain way. Boom, she told me, you know, she like, you know, do you need me to do anything? I'm like, nah, I'm straight. Knowing damn well I needed somebody, you know, at the time. She like, you know what, I'm gonna come out there. Since, you know, I'm gonna come out there, show you some support, this and this and that, right? I'm thinking she playing it first. I'm like, man, girl, go ahead. But she was serious. Like, she was serious. I'm like, all right, cool. Came out there, drove all the way out here. You know, I'm like, damn, okay, that's lit. I appreciate it, right? But then, come to find out, she brought her parents with her, right? Which is like, okay, you know, I'm being mature about this whole situation. I'm like, you know what, okay, that's cool. Parents, you know, I get it. But why she had to bring her daddy, man? And not even, and y'all want to know why I'm saying that? Because why she telling me when after this situation happened, that he was in the military and all that? You don't think that's something you should have told me early on? She didn't tell me that until, you heard me? Like, yeah, you know, he was in the military, this and that, and he crazy. I'm like, you could have told, I could have avoided, you know what I'm saying, something you didn't want to tell me, right? So boom. So let's fast forward to the day it happened, right? So we was at the main event. We went to the main event. We was like, you know what, let's meet up at main event. Cool. I'll meet you there. I was having car problems, y'all, with my Honda at the time. Like, car problems. Stuff was, you know, it wasn't going right for me. It was just a lot going on at that time. It wasn't a good time. But I appreciate her still being there. So, boom. She dropped her, you know, I'm at the main event. I get there before her or whatever. She with her people. Her daddy dropped her off. I guess, you know, he old school, OG. You know what I mean? Old school, OG, or whatever. So, boom. Get there. I see them walk in. She didn't give me no heads up or nothing. Just, yeah, walk in. He looked mad. Like, he looked, yeah, right? So I walk over there. This around the big front of the main event or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We in a public area, right? This man started checking me. Hey man, look, and y'all, he wasn't talking like room voice, like tone, like he had a high tone or whatever. So I'm looking like, what the, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready. He's like, look man, you ain't come out here to see it, make sure you know this that. And when, it was white people watching us, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to keep it cool. I'm listening. I'm actually listening to OG, and I got his point. Like, okay, you're a dad. I get it. You gonna, you know what I'm saying? I get it, right? Like, okay, I got you, OG. Like, you right. I was rocking with, right? Till he went to the max and jumped off the bridge when he was like, well, I could get your touch and all that, you know what I'm saying? So, that ain't nothing but push of a button, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, the minute he said that, it's like, when you turn on the radio and you trying to get it to where you can hear it, I couldn't hear nothing after that. Nothing, you heard me? And it's like, you know how y'all had that ring in your ear? Like a water in your ear, something like that? You got that ring? It was that. And she was right behind me on side of me, acting like she didn't hear nothing. This man, you ever disrespecting me in a public place, right? And I thought a couple things, right? One, he right here, y'all. He right here. I could have smacked him right there. That was my initial thought. But then this how I knew I was maturing as a man with this response right here. I looked around. White people look scared. Like they looking like, oh Lord, And, I didn't want us to be the stereotypical, black people can't act, don't know how to act in public areas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what, OG, you got it. You got it. But, like I was heated, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I was heated. I couldn't even function. Cause it's like, a lot of people, why you ain't check, why you ain't say nothing? For one, it wouldn't have been nothing nice. It wouldn't have been a good response. Like what my response would have been. And then it would have went left from that point. I got my man, F you, OG. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was feeling. Like, man, you ain't my daddy, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a mature person about this. I'm gonna let him have it, bro. He left out. I was so mad with her because it's like, bro, this shit, you gonna let your daddy just sit here and talk to me like that? How I would never let my mama or like, you know what I'm saying, like check my girl like that. If anything, y'all gonna take that shit outside. Y'all gonna, you hear me? We gonna figure it out, but not in no public area like that. You hear me? So boom. Anyway, we did that. Y'all, I couldn't even function. I couldn't even really vibe with her like how I wanted to. Cause we was gonna have a good time, but like I was just discombobulated. After that, I was mad. I was quiet. I wasn't really engaging with her. I'm just finding a reason to just tell her something. Just finding a reason to just hurry up. Let's hurry up, man. I'm ready to go. Cause I was already doing like stuff with my car, and then I was telling him, like during that little altercation, I'm telling like, man, I'm having car problems, man. So I'm trying to make the distances short, cause he wanted me to get her, and I get it. But I'm telling him, don't downplay my situation. You know what I'm saying? Cause you got to do a little extra. I'm like, bro, I'm having a car problem. He like, man, young, you ain't got no problem. You ain't even. Just downplaying my situation. I'm like, all right, bro. That's cool. You want to downplay my situation. So, boom, that happened. And me and her, like after the day was over with, we had a conversation in the car. I told her how I felt. I'm like, man, your daddy was out of line, man. He was out of line, and I was this close from smacking his ass. And she was like, oh, man, why would you even think about that? This and that. It's like, your parent threatened me, and I'm just supposed to just be cool after that. And y'all, mind y'all, this was my second time meeting this man. I didn't know this man like that. The first time I went to their house, that was my first meetup. He was cool, chill. I don't know what happened to say. I don't know what he was on something. I don't know. But it was a lot of thoughts going in my mind, y'all. I could have called my big uncle. I'm like, OG, I got uncles out here. Like, what you mean? I got people out here. You think, you know what I'm saying? Because if we in here, if we get in the blender, I'm calling uncle. And uncle gonna handle that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not even worried. You know, I wasn't really worried about that. But it was the get you touched part. Y'all, that's a threat. Anybody, you don't even got to be from the streets to kind of know that that's a threat. That's a threat to them. Like, that's that. And from that point, it's like, it ain't no more conversation. It ain't no conversation after that. It really ain't. So, they left. She went on her trip. I was really about to break shit off with her. I really wasn't fucking with her after that whole situation. Like, cause if you sit there and let your daddy just disrespect me, bro, like, nah. But then, like, a while back, she, like, checked them, and, me and him actually had a phone-on-phone conversation, and he said how he felt about it. I said how, and we, like two men, and we hashed it out. But going into it, it was like, yeah, bro, you tripping. Man, military, I don't care about no military, none of that, man. You don't talk to people like that. You don't. Nobody's going for that. Unless you soft SIP or something like that. You're not going for that. Only reason I ain't say nothing because he an OG, and my grandma always told me, man, respect your elders, respect the OGs. But some OGs don't deserve respect, man. Some of them. I'm just saying. Not all of them deserve respect. So, yeah, bro. But anyways, that's pretty much the story time. But everything hashed out. Nobody didn't get violent or nothing like that. Me and the dad cool, ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying? But I had to let y'all know that, man. It's like these story times, y'all. Whenever I start thinking about, I'm putting it on the camera for y'all, just so y'all can hear, like, bro, this real, bro. This ain't no script. This ain't no movie. This is really my life, twin. I done had these all different type of experiences, and I'm gonna keep sharing with y'all. But I hope y'all like that story time, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. You hear me? Put that muscle up if you're a real man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. We on the way to 1K subscribers. Let's keep running it up. More bangers on the way. You hear me? On gang.